Okay, this is Mercedes E320 CDI Injector removal. I've already removed the injectors and plugged everything. You can see I put caps in, caps here on everything, and then caps over here on this too. You can get those from the auto store. And zooming over here, these are some of the tools that you're going to need, plus the injectors. Sorry for the poor editing job here. Okay, this is your removal tool. This tool goes in here on the injector. Your injector will be sitting in like this, and this hooks in into here, and you pull it up. Actually worked quite well. I mean, it was easy. You can also use it to put it back down in. This is the set that I ordered online. The part number MBB1299 is specifically for the Mercedes CDI. Wasn't too expensive. I used this dental pick. Nice to have a sister in the dental business to pull the copper washers out, because they're way down in there. Don't reuse these, the hold down screws. You want to order new ones, and let's see, also the use a Torx. You have to use a long Torx to get past the injector, because you can't just use the standard short Torx. I put together kind of a rigging thing, but you can order the long Torx 3/8 drive. It's about 4 inches long, and it'll get past this. Otherwise, this will be in the way when you try to take those bolts out, when you try to take these bolts out. Let's see what else. Well, I've completed the removal, and next video I'm going to go with the installation once I get all the cleaning supplies I need. The Q-tips are just not long enough. I ordered a special set, and I also ordered an injector cleaning kit as well to get all that stuff out. You want to make sure you get it all off of the threads down in there, so that when you put these screws back in, they do not hit something, that gunk in there or any liquid left in there will not compress, and that's how you booger the threads up on these. So you have to make sure it's clean inside all of those where these bolts go, and clean the injectors. I still have yet to clean the injectors. This was the one in question. I found that the hold down screw was loose, and it was at one point I was getting low fuel rail pressure, and the car was dying out on me. So I didn't realize that it was that loose. It but you can see where all the blow-by was happening, and that has to be cleaned. Hopefully the injector's still all right. It should be. And I do have a number 6 glow plug out, and I will be replacing that. As far as your chemicals go, I wouldn't use the brake parts cleaner. I would be inclined not to use that because it probably will harm plastics. So you want to use this CRC instead, CRC electronic cleaner, for cleaning the electronics to the injectors. And you want to use, I used engine degreaser along with some other things to try to get the major dirt out of there before removing the injectors. I used this Silicrol. It's supposed to be the best stuff for freeing up things. So I poured some of that down in the glow plug threads. So I'm going to wait on the glow plugs until I'm done with these injectors. I want to be able to heat up the engine before trying to remove that glow plug. Supposed to do it with a warm engine. I didn't really have any problems pulling these injectors out with this tool. It's a great tool. It's made specifically for this vehicle. And I think it was like $50 or something like that, either on Amazon or eBay. You have the part number for it. Okay, so next we're going to be doing the installation. That'll be the next video. For now, I'm going to sign off. Okay, I added another 6 dB on the pad, and we'll see how that works. As I was explaining before, these back 5 washers represent the back 5 injectors on this E320 CDI diesel, and they look different from this one. This one appears to be an OEM washer. Ironically, this is the one that leaked. None of these did. I think these are softer washers, and softer washers I think are more forgiving on this leakage issue. And I ran across an article in the UK whereby an individual used the 2.2 Honda diesel washers in the place of these OEMs and had much better results. He went as far as the torque levels go. He set it up for 7 Newton meters plus 90, not 7 Newton meters plus 90 plus 90, which I think is a better way to do this because you stand a lesser chance of stripping the threads, and these washers I think crush better, these softer washers. So you don't want to have to deal with the problems that arise from stripping the threads on this. They have to be drilled and tapped, or use those helicoils on it in the place of the threads, and it's just a mess. So I think this is a better way to do it. I'm going to start showing the different tools I'm going to use to perform this injector seal replacement, and that'll be the next video. Okay, these are my injectors. Most of these seem like they're all right. This one here is defective. This was the one that had the problem. And it seems to be cracked. I don't know if you can even see this, but right here. And I'm going to take it down to the injector place to see if they can do anything about it, but they'll probably have to replace the injector body. I'm going to have all these tested. It runs about $42 for each one just to have them tested. And they're going to run a test on all of them and see if this one over here is salvageable too. I ordered a new one to replace it anyway, but I just thought I would show you these. Alright. Okay, I was going to cover some of the tools I'm using for this. I bought this vacuum cleaner set up with all these computer cleaning attachments to get down in there and clean that stuff up. This came off of Amazon. Also, I got the longer Torx set. You have to have that to get past the injector body. These are quite long. That's probably about 5 inches or so, 4.5. Otherwise, this will get in the way, the shorter ones. So you'll definitely need those longer Torx. I got the Newton meter torque wrench. The seal cutter. I think I already showed that in a previous one. I'm going to be using this one, which is the 17 millimeter, 17 by 17. If I really need it, but I'm probably going to use it for a couple of them. Also have these long cleaning swabs, and for the this is for the glow plug removal special tool. A lot of people just use a socket, but this is made for the CDI diesel. It's a 10 millimeter, has a 2530, specifically for removing these glow plugs. Bought that. Got a set of glow plugs. Some say I shouldn't have gotten the Bosch, but I beg to differ. I think these are less stressful on the relay because they're higher resistance, and I believe it compensates as long as they're all equal. So, Bosch no longer catalogs these according to their tech rep, so my guess is that the Barus will probably be the only ones available at some point anyways. So it looks like those trolls will probably get their way. Alright, I'm going to get started on cleaning this, and I guess I'll show some of my progress. I forgot to mention some other cleaning tools. I got these from Harbor Freight. These two. I also got this online, injector cleaning kit. This is specifically for cleaning those injector assemblies down in there inside the head. These brushes. One thing you don't want to do is wire brush the tips on the injectors. That's an HT1200. It probably doesn't show up, but that's what that says right there, HT1200. But you do not want to wire brush those tips on the injectors. Those are microscopic size holes, and wire brushing is not favorable. The injector cleaning, when it's done at the injector places that refurbish them, I'm told that they use like a Scotch-Brite pad to do it. But I brought my injectors down there for them to work on and test, so they're just going to do that themselves. Alright. Another nice thing to have is one of these inspection cameras. They're pretty cool little tools. Most mechanics will probably already have one of these. You know, you can get a better idea of what's going on inside there in those smaller spaces. Let me get the light out of here and you can probably see that's the floor. I'm going to be using that to help on this, and I'm going to try to use my other camera to look down in there. It's kind of hard to do, to show you, you know, how the cleaning is going. Let's do that on another video. Okay, I'm going to try to give you a view of this. Still have some cleaning to do on it, but let's see if I can get that. This is one that I cleaned out with the injector cleaning set. I'm going to get this camera light to work properly. Give you an idea what that looks like. I still have some cleaning to do on it. And this one here is not clean. Let's see if I can get that lined up. You can still see all the junk in there. And just to show you what I'm using, this setup with the plastic brush. They also have a brass one that goes with it. And these screw in to this extension. So I'm going to still continue to clean here and get all this junk out of here. I'll be working on this all day. Looks pretty good so far. Again, this was the offending one, so it's going to be the hardest to clean right here. That's got a lot of junk in there. Alright, here we go. just to show you, you want to clean down in there where those threads are too. There's a lot of gunk in there. That's just as important, if not more so, than the injector itself. I was down in those threads. I'm going to have to do a lot more cleaning in there. And another note, down there in those threads there's a lot of liquid from the cleaning process that is just residing down in there. You want to get that out because the liquid does not compress when you put your screws back in there. If that's in there, you can strip the threads. So I'm going to use some air. I've covered up the areas that I've cleaned already. I'm going to use some air to try and get some of that out. It's going to be messy. And then go back in with some other things. Alright, give you an idea of what I'm trying to do here. You can see, possibly, down inside that hole. Get this out of the way. That's not staying. If I can see that on my monitor. It's kind of hard to see. This doesn't want to stay out of the way. Thought I had it. Oh, there. Yeah. Well, that's not working. It's very hard to get the camera just right for that, but I've generally cleaned that one out and gotten the liquid out of it. This one here is half clean, but there's still liquid in there. And you can see one that's all messed up there. That's still, it's not messed up, it's just got a lot of gunk in there, but you gotta pull all that out. So I've gone through quite a few of these already, so that's just on those back two. So you'll be going through quite a few of those swabs. Shut this off. And the final part of each one of those would probably be just take one of these old ones. Don't reuse these. You've got a new set, but just use the old ones to thread down in there just to make sure everything is copacetic. And that one goes pretty freely. That's pretty good. Just thread it down in there just to make sure your threads are okay and everything's cleaned out. That dry run worked pretty good there. Looks pretty good too. Another thing that I rigged up for the vacuum here was this 3/16 inch brake tubing. Seems to fit down in that threaded hole very well. And I used a piece of tubing here to connect it in with this DataVac Pro for cleaning the the threaded hole for the hold down screw. Okay, to give you an update of what I've done, these things here I've been tying to the drill. And these things worked great for cleaning the seats on the injector seats. I can't get it into the camera, but yeah, this thing here. Let's see if I can give you a closer view. But it's kind of like a plastic bristle brush that screws on. That's part of the injector seat cleaning kit. This goes down inside where the injectors go. And I used the seat cutter on one of them, the one that was leaking. This is like a 17mm one, which was about the width of that seat. But I was getting what's called tool chatter, and I couldn't get rid of it no matter what, so I ended up using this, which is just a piece with these are stick-on pieces of sandpaper. It's like a fine sandpaper. I put that on the drill, went down in there, and it smoothed it right out. The tool chatter causes ridges in the metal, and you don't want that because your washer won't seal properly. So this thing here came with the injector, the cleaning kit. This thing here, injector cleaning kit, the HT1200 cleaning kit. I used this really small one, this really small brush, to clean out the threads inside there for the hold down bolts. And on every cleaning you have to go in this blade cleaner, clean this brush, and then I just air it off with some air to make sure it's dry before going to the next one. And I've got various sizes. This one I used for the injectors, this larger one, the injector seat area, and then these were for the threads, basically, and they worked perfectly. I got that at Harbor Freight Tools. As far as this other stuff, I had to order it online, Amazon and eBay. So that's it for now. I'm going to go to the next thing. I'm waiting for my injectors to come back from the injector place. Well, I just got bad news from the injector place. They said dirty air filters cause all your injectors to start leaking, and so none of my injectors are any good. This car wasn't maintained. I bought this car recently. I found several things, and this was one of them. So make sure you replace that, otherwise you'll have the same problem.